A very good day to you. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. It's Friday, April 7th. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run. Nicholas Tartaglione, a former Briarcliff Manor police officer, was convicted in federal court yesterday of killing 4 men in Chester and burying them in a farm in Otisville. Tartaglione faces life in prison for the murders of Martin Luna, Miguel Luna, Urbano Santiago, and Hector Gutierrez. Tartaglione, a former cop turned drug dealer, suspected that Martin Luna had stolen money from him and planned to confront him. What occurred next could only be described as pure terror, as Tartaglione tortured Martin, then forced one of his nephews to watch as Tartaglione strangled Martin to death with a zip tie, says U.S. Attorney Damian Williams. The federal prosecutor said Tartaglione and 2 of his associates transported Miguel, Urbano, and Hector, who were at the wrong place at the wrong time, to a remote wooded area, forced them to kneel, and executed them with gunshots to the back of the head. He then buried all 4 victims in a mass grave. 3 civil rights organizations announced a federal lawsuit against current and former officials of the Orange County Jail in Goshen, as well as officials of Immigration Customs Enforcement, for their alleged treatment of immigrant detainees housed there. ICE pays Orange County to detain the immigrants. The groups made the announcement in Manhattan on Thursday. Sama Sisse is a staff attorney for the Center for Constitutional Rights.
The New York Civil Liberties Union, Center for Constitutional Rights, and the Bronx Defenders filed a lawsuit against Orange County Jail officials and ICE, alleging that they engaged in First Amendment retaliation against hunger strikers, individuals who were detained at the jail who engaged in hunger strike and other types of free speech, and then were retaliated against by receiving various disciplinary tickets and some people being transferred to segregation units or being transferred to the South.
Sisse says the hunger strike occurred in February of last year, leading to detainees reaching out to public officials and filing complaints with federal officials. The mass transfer of inmates happened in July, she said.
He's here! The Easter Bunny is visiting the Galleria at Crystal Run every day, now until Easter. And he's not camera shy. Get your picture taken with Mr. Peter Cottontail. Children, families, even pets are welcome. And now you can make an appointment ahead of time at whereisbunny.com. Reservations are strongly encouraged. Go to GalleriaCrystalRun.com for all the details.
State Senator James Skoufis is introducing legislation that would give Catholic churchgoers a seat at the table during deliberations by the Archdiocese regarding closures and mergers of houses of worship. The move follows a recent announcement by the Archdiocese that St. Patrick's Church in Highland Mills will merge with a neighboring overcrowded parish. The Office of the U.S. Attorney of the Southern District of New York has submitted a statement of interest to federal court in a case between a developer, Lost Lake Holdings, and the town of Forestburg. This is the latest step in a dispute that has been unfolding for years, in a dispute over proposed housing development in the town. According to allegations made in the complaint, the property at issue is a site in Forestburg that measures over 3 square miles. Back in 2008, a developer purchased the site and sought the town board's approval to rezone as a planned development district. In 2011, the town board approved the rezoning and authorized a plan consisting of over 2,600 residential units. In the 2 years that followed, the town board granted all of the necessary approvals for the first phase. The original developer struggled and ultimately was unable to develop the property and sold it. According to the developer, shortly after town officials realized the new owners were Hasidic, they engaged in a series of violations in order to prevent the plaintiffs from ever developing Lost Lake and selling homes to Hasidic Orthodox Jewish buyers. In 2022, out of the 281 deaths recorded in Sullivan County with a year-round population of under 80,000, there were 45 as a result of drug overdoses. County Coroner Albie Bachman also told the legislature's Oversight Committee yesterday that in the first 3 months of the year, there have been 11 overdose deaths out of a total of 55 deaths.
70% of what we're finding on the opiates is mixed with fentanyl. 70% of overdose deaths are included with fentanyl. We're talking about this new synthetic of xylazine. It's the real deal. This is no joke.
While Narcan can reverse opioid overdoses, it has no effect on xylazine, which can cause fatal effects and even eat away at human flesh. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run.